Arne Slot has a problem. Himself. This is what he has to beat. He knows it too.
And if you work or play for Liverpool, there are always expectations. We can win the league. There are a few other clubs that can win the league, and it's the same with the Champions League.
It's the ultimate challenge for Arne Slot, to be better than he was last season. The only problem is, he's set his bar so high, it's looking almost impossible to beat. Now, with his Liverpool team, winning the Premier League again would only match what he did last season. Arne Slot is in a difficult situation now. He has to beat himself. It's been a crazy start to the season for Liverpool. 4 wins out of 4 in the Premier League. An opening day win against Atletico Madrid on the first match day of the new Champions League season, but the results only scratched the surface. There's a lot more going on. This image explains it. Liverpool became the first team in Premier League history to win their opening 4 league games with winning goals in the last 10 minutes. That's goals from the 80th minute and up. It wasn't just in the Premier League. In the Champions League, Virgil van Dijk scored in stoppage time to secure a 3-2 win against Atletico Madrid. We'll get to how this new-look Liverpool team actually performs under Slot, but first we've got to address why it's a new look in the first place. Different reasons. For starters, it was bound to happen. They spent the least among the top 6 teams in the 2024-25 season. Just Federico Chiesa from Juventus for £12 million. This summer, they spent approximately £419 million in new signings alone, but at the same time, also let a lot of players leave. £194 million generated in player sales is very impressive. It gets even more impressive when you consider that out of the £419 million spent on getting players, £125 million of that fee belonged to what they played for Alexander Isak on deadline. But this isn't a financial assessment of Slot's team. We're trying to understand what he's dealing with, how he has to beat himself, and why. Winning the league in his first season was unprecedented, but it came at a cost. I'll tell you about what that cost is in a couple of seconds. But first, you see that subscribe button to Football Historia? Well, hit it if you haven't yet to get more videos like this and be one of the first to know when new videos drop.
Arne, the start of the season, you replace a different type of character in Jurgen Klopp. But what did you see watching Jurgen Klopp's team that you could improve to take you to the title?
I think I've said it many times, there was not so much to improve. I think every manager, even now for next season, we have to improve as well.
It's almost like Arne Slot got tired of answering that specific question. He was saying the truth still. He didn't have to change much in that title-winning team of 2024-25. He used Klopp's team to win the league, just with different tactics. And that's what makes it harder this time. Alexander Isak, Isak Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone. These are Slot's players. And the ones they've come in to replace? Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Kostas Tsimikas, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jarrell Kwanzaa, Harvey Elliott, Tyler Morton. These used to be Klopp's players. Now, Arne Slot wants to win the league with his own team. It'll be some achievement if he's able to pull off back-to-back league wins, particularly because, even though he won the league last season with Liverpool, there was still some crazy side talk. See, some people believe that the only reason Liverpool comfortably won the league in 2024-25 wasn't because they were that good, that it's because the competition around them dipped instead. To be fair, there's some degree of truth in this. Manchester City, the previous winners for 4 seasons in a row, they had their worst league campaign since Pep Guardiola first took over as Man City head coach in the 2016-17 campaign. Arsenal finished second for the 3rd season running, but judging by their points tally of 74 points, it was lower than what they achieved in the previous 2 seasons. In fact, Liverpool's total of 84 points when compared to past Premier League champions isn't all that high. It's not even in the top 10 for the most points from a title-winning team. But this takes nothing away from the fact that they were still the best team in the league last season. But Arne Slot knows what the deal is now. As crazy as this sounds, to become better than what he was last season, Slot won't just have to win the league, he's have to do it in style too. I mean, think about it. Liverpool won the league last season when no one really expected them to. They weren't proper contenders. Now they are. If Liverpool wins the league with the tally somehow lower than the 84 points Slot managed last season, then compared to his previous campaign, even though it was successful, it's a bit of a drop-off. For context, think about Pep Guardiola's Man City team. After hitting 100 points in the 2017-18 season, They won 2 out of the next 3 before hitting 3 in a row. The point is, they've never done 100 points since. Yes, you could argue that each season, such as the 2018-19 and 2021-22 title races with Liverpool, have been arguably as tough. But then again, Pep's benchmark remains 100 points. It's still statistically his best season as a manager in the Premier League. Until he beats it, it's what it is. This is going to be Arne Slot's reality now. Again, he knows. It's the same, he knows the situation has to be much better in Europe now.
But we were so unlucky to face Paris Saint-Germain in their best moment of the season. Till now, we were the only team that over 2 games brought them to, I think no one brought them to extra time, and we brought them to penalties. So that tells you how close we were over there.
It might seem weird listening to Arne Slot call his Liverpool team one of the favourites to win the Champions League from last season, even though they got knocked out in the round of 16 against eventual winners PSG. But the reality is, Liverpool were actually the best team in the group phase last year. They topped the group stage. If Liverpool doesn't win the league this year, Slot could salvage the season by performing in Europe, which would be very impressive considering their record in recent seasons. After winning the Champions League last in the 2018-19 campaign, Liverpool have had contrasting seasons in the competition. A round of 16 defeat to Atletico Madrid in the 2019-20 season. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals against Real Madrid in 2020-21. They lost the final in the 2021-22 season to Real Madrid. They got knocked out in the round of 16 in the 22-23 campaign by Real Madrid, and they didn't qualify for the 23-24 edition. And last season, it was PSG that knocked them out in the round of 16. To every die-hard Liverpool fan, the one they always wanted was another Premier League title, this time with fans in attendance. They did it last season. It's the hypothetical case where they won the league the previous campaign and win the Champions League this campaign. That would be incredible. Awesome. A hard task, but at the same time one that Arne Slot has to meet. One thing is for certain, this season won't be easy. Arne Slot knows his competition has gotten even better. Man City have strengthened. The same with Arsenal. And that's why Liverpool and Slot went crazy in this transfer window. It's almost unprecedented what they've done. It rarely ever happened in the Klopp era, Liverpool spending as much as they've done on players. But again, you can see the idea. It's like Arne Slot is eager to prove that he can win with a team that he creates. It's even down to the system and how he sets up his Liverpool team. Under Klopp, it used to be that 4-3-3 with energetic non-stop football. Now, under Slot, it's a 4-2-3-1. He wants his team to control games. He wants his team to find the right moments to attack. But so far this season, Liverpool have been more clutch than they've been in control. Against Bournemouth, the quality saw them through. After racing to a 2-goal lead, they somehow let it slip heading into the 80th minute before Federico Chiesa scored from off the bench and Salah sealed the win. Against Newcastle, it was on the verge of being even more embarrassing. Another 2-goal lead. This time it should have been wrapped up way earlier. Newcastle's Anthony Gordon got sent off and they had to play with 10 men. Despite the numerical advantage, Liverpool somehow managed to concede 2 goals to make it 2-2. But just when it looked like they were about to drop 2 points, Rio Ungamoa scored from off the bench to steal all 3 points for the Reds. Arsenal? It was cagey. Slot's team struggled to find proper chances at goal. Same with Arsenal. But in the 83rd minute, Dominic Szoboszlai's banger free kick from miles out proved to be the difference. Another Liverpool win. Burnley was another test. They sat deep and looked to catch Liverpool on the break. At the same time, they were so compact that Liverpool struggled to find proper chances at goal. It was always going to be tough, but in the end, Jeremy Frimpong's cross hit Hannibal in the hand and Salah converted the penalty to once again steal the win for Liverpool. In the Champions League, it was the same script, just in a different competition. Liverpool somehow had a 2-goal lead after just 5 minutes. With less than 5 to play though, they'd thrown it away, and Atleti had levelled the game at 2 each. Deep into stoppage time, captain Virgil van Dijk powered his header to make it 3-2 and continue the league fashion of stealing points dramatically. So what does all of this mean for Slot? He's finding out the reality of his team. There are 2 ways to look at this. On one hand, it's what champions do. They find ways to win even when they aren't at their best or playing smashing football. Despite all the criticism, Liverpool entered the first international break of the season as the only Premier League team with 3 wins out of 3. They followed that up with the 100% start of the season against Burnley. They weren't at their best against Atleti, but it's still an opening win on matchday 1. That's the positive. On the other hand, given how long the season is and the amount of games they'd have to play, I'm talking Premier League, Champions League, and the 2 domestic cup competitions in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, Liverpool need to hit top gear soon. Arne Slot must know that he cannot continue this trend of late goals to win games. In the long run, all it takes is one defeat to change everything. If Arne Slot had won the league this season after his rebuild, you could argue that it's a result of everything he would have done in the current window. But now there's the pressure of having to do it with almost $500 million worth of talent. That pressure keeps growing, especially when you look at their starts to the season. Out of Slot's mega signings, only Isak Ekitike has had an explosive start to the season. He scored and assisted in his opening 2 games of the season. Every other big signing has had question marks. Wirtz is yet to provide a goal or an assist. Not that Arne Slot is too worried though.
There's so much focus on our new signings because especially the pundits that favor not us but some other clubs in the country that cannot stop talking about 450 million. I repeat 450 million, I repeat 450 million. So there's so much focus on Florian, but the ones that have stayed behind still in the team haven't scored 4 goals or 12 assists as well.
He's more focused on the collective than on what Wirtz is bringing to the team individually. To be fair, Wirtz has looked like a proper player. He just doesn't have the goal contributions or end product to show for it yet. Jeremy Frimpong was average in his first game for the club in the league. Then he got injured and came back against Burnley. Kerkez still looks like he's got a lot to learn. He was the trigger against Burnley and got subbed off 6 minutes before the end of the first half. Isak only just made his debut against Atletico Madrid. He looked sharp, but Arne Slot has already spoken about him not being ready to play back-to-back matches until he gets proper fitness. So effectively, Slot's magic has been with Klopp's team, even with almost $500 million worth of talent. But just saying this alone would be baseless. Dumb. This team needs time. The new signings need the time to understand the club and to gel. As for the manager, he competes with himself. The rest of the league has gotten stronger. Liverpool is now getting to that stage where they need to play more games at high intensity. Arne Slot, even before the season started, stressed the need to rotate this season, and maybe that's why his tactics have looked slightly different from what they were last season. See guys, I've watched 300 minutes of Arne Slot's Liverpool team in 2025-26. From a tactical shift at right back to a formation change at the top, Slot is trying to reinvent himself, and you can find out how by clicking the next video.